hear you in a second.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sign1News' live virtual chat. We are finally back. I'm Sign1News anchor, Gatry Persaud. Today, we chat with a familiar guest, award-winning actress, writer, and director, Michelle Mary Schaefer. She is back on stage in the powerful play entitled Fun Home, the Musical. And she has a project coming to the big screen soon as well. But before we get started on our virtual chat, you know what to do. Represent your city. Let us know where you're watching us from so we can give your city, state, or county a virtual shout out. So start typing now while we get a quick look at a couple of stories trending in the news today. There has been an outpouring of support from Democrats and Republican leaders for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and her husband, Paul. Police say 42-year-old David DePape broke into Pelosi's home early Friday morning and violently attacked Paul Pelosi with a hammer. Authorities say DePape started posting conspiracy theories on social media, including COVID-19, the 2020 presidential election, and the Capitol riots. And they say the attack at the Pelosi residence was intentional. Authorities say DePape shouted, "Where is Nancy?" when he confronted her husband, and then tried to tie up Paul and said he was waiting for Nancy. Nancy was in Washington, D.C. at the time of the attack. Paul Pelosi secretly called 911 without tipping off DePape, so operators heard the entire encounter. Paul is recovering in the hospital. DePape is being held on several charges, including attempted homicide. The federal government has now issued a warning I'm so sorry. The federal government has now issued a warning about potential threats to the midterm election and the possibility of violence afterwards. Several agencies, including the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI, warned violent extremists unhappy with election results may do something. The government admits it does not have any credible evidence of a specific attack, but it sent its intelligence assessment to state and local officials to be on alert. Well, the marriage is officially over for NFL star quarterback Tom Brady and his supermodel wife, Gisele Bündchen. They both announced on Instagram they have finalized their divorce after 13 years of marriage. Brady wrote, quote, "We arrived at this decision amicably and with gratitude for the time we spent together. We will continue to work together as parents." Bündchen echoed his statement, saying, "The decision to end a marriage is never easy, but we have grown apart. I feel blessed for the time we had together and only wish the best for Tom, always." The two have been living separately and both hired divorce attorneys after months of tension, reportedly over Brady's decision to return to the NFL after initially retiring last winter. The two have two children together. Check out this really cool Halloween door. It's called the Monst door, and it attacks. A father in Iowa built the door from scratch using a high-def TV for the blinking eyes. The animated arms are constructed from broom handles, and a homemade foam hinged wreath made the monster's moving mouth. It's sure to add a scare to the sweet surprises waiting for trick-or-treaters this year. Well, that is, if the kids even stick around for the candy. They may be too terrified and run away screaming. And check out the viral video of the week. Thanks to an adorable baby beaver named Nibby. She's living in a wildlife rescue center in Massachusetts. One problem, she doesn't get along with the other female beaver named Zibby. So as soon as Zibby was moved to the other enclosure, Nibby immediately got busy building a dam with sticks around the door to keep her enemy from coming back. The internet went crazy over this video. It has been viewed over 9 million times. That is amazing. This is so cute and smart. All right, time to rep your city or your state or your country. Let's check out the comments coming in to see where you're watching from. Some of you who may be new to joining Sign1News, just let me know where you're from. I'm from Toronto. Tallahassee. Florida is always my favorite state. Missouri, that's nice. Hi, Janetta. From Illinois, that's nice. Maryland, woohoo! How's the weather there? From Georgia. That is my second home. I'm looking forward to going back there to Georgia real soon. Texas. Earlier this week, my co-anchor Martha Anger got a chance to chat with award-winning actress Michelle Mary Schaefer about the powerful stage play she's starring in called Fun Home the Musical. Actually, Michelle should be on stage right about now at the Washington Center for the Performing Arts in Olympia, Washington for the final show. Sign1News recorded this interview with Michelle and her co-star Eleise Moore just before their final rehearsal. Take a look. I hope you enjoy it. So how's the weather there? What are you going to be doing for Halloween? Okay, you ready? Here we go. Start the video. So today, award-winning actress Michelle Mary Schaefer, she has played dozens of roles. On stage, from Sarah Norman in Children of a Lesser God to Juliet in Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. She's also the first deaf female actor to play the role of Billy in Nina Rain's Tribes 5 times. Now, she's back on stage in Washington State, wrapping up the production of Fun Home, the musical. Michelle joins us now, along with her castmate, Eleise Moore, to talk more about this exciting play. Welcome, Michelle and Eleise. Hi. So today it's all about you. So I want to start with the first question, of course, just to start the conversation. I heard that opening night was a huge success. How did you feel about that?
For me, this show is radically important because, I identify as queer, and this is a musical that puts Alison Bechdel, famous lesbian cartoonist, front and center. It's not something that's done often on stage or on Broadway, and I just was really excited to do this show. And it was one that had gotten pushed out and out and out by COVID. So to finally get to be able to do it was absolutely spectacular and important for me.
Oh, I was excited as well, because I auditioned for the role of Joan and Medium, both. So 4 times I didn't get it. And so I thought to myself, I'm going to give theater one last chance. And so put in my audition, crossed my fingers, and I got it. And it was really heartwarming because the role of Joan is very human, meaning you don't have to focus on being deaf, just being deaf person. You know what I mean? Especially with Eleise here. So it's really interesting with many different levels, because the production is deaf and hearing, how we're able to communicate. She and I, it was, it's a real life experience on stage. That's kind of the point. That's the point of acting, right? To use your life experience. It's more authentic. And particularly if you identify as LGBTQ plus, you know, and it's exciting. I'm a huge comic book fan. And so when I first learned about Alison Bechdel, it was in 2012. My ex-girlfriend introduced me to it, and I read her book, fell in love with it. And I thought it would be nice to make it into a movie or a play on stage. I didn't expect that it would actually happen, but you know, here's the book now. It's become live on stage. That's really exciting. I wish I could be there to watch it. That book has I think it's the second or third book, I think. Are You My Mother, I think, is one of them as well. That's that one. Mm-hmm. Do you see the author Fun Home? And I saw that, and I saw the musical, and then Michelle, my good friend, acting in it. I was like, wow, I was so thrilled. Just beyond thrilled. I'm really honored to be a part of this project. The director, Michael Jerkinson. I'm really thankful to him because he really opened his mind, his heart, and his mind, and really listened to all of us. And I even expressed my concern, you know, as being a deaf actress, being on stage. And it was just a powerful moment of silence when she just signed on stage. There's no sound for the audience. They're just watching the body language and they're feeling it. It's just fascinating. You know, even the coders watched up to show it as well, and they loved it. We need more people like this. I just really want to say thank you to Michael. Yeah, I agree with that. Thank you, Michael. Director Michael out there, wherever you are. So my next question for you is, exactly what is Fun Home about? And can you describe your characters?
So to me, I mean, well, the story of Fun Home is about Alison Bechdel growing up in this, you know, her father was constantly restoring homes. He also ran the local funeral home, which is where we get the term fun home from. That's what the kids called it when they were growing up. And he's kind of this interesting, eccentric kind of guy. And he, you know, you see the powerful connection that the two of them have sort of throughout the life of Alison as she grows up. And you get to the point where Alison goes off to college, and we played sort of the college phase of Alison's life. And Alison recognizes that she is a lesbian and tells her parents. And what is said at the beginning, this is not a spoiler, but that her father was also a closeted gay man or bisexual, but that he was closeted, and sort of her journey and how different his journey is. And then what happens when she gets to live authentically, and her family is sort of forced to reckon with this past that they've been kind of keeping quiet and keeping to themselves. You know, the mom was aware of what was happening, and just the story of Alison sort of coming into herself the same time her dad's life kind of starts to fall apart. And it's just really a beautiful story about finding yourself, being true to yourself, the complications of family. You know, nothing can aggravate us more than family, but, you know, there's still so much love there, and the complications that come with a kind of a difficult family upbringing. But in the end, it's really just about hope and about life and about being human. So.
Right. Beautiful. Michelle, you want to add something about Joan? Well, there's really not a lot to analyze about Joan. She meets Alison, and her life changes. We learn her background story, all the layers of being a deaf person. We meet. We're both lesbian, no communication. Her character is trying to sign. Like, for example, this is kind of the first scene, I think. Okay. That she's supposed to spell German, but she spelled Pullman. But she spelled it with an H. So she's trying to communicate with me. And it's very, at the beginning, it's very limited. We couldn't really, we were trying to connect with each other, but so we kind of went back and forth, and then that happened. Beautiful. That's a good one. Oh, she has a beautiful singing voice. I'm asleep. I'm just asleep. But oh, speaking of the director, Michael, what's his last name again? Jerkinson. What was it like to work with him? It kind of explained, you already had an open heart and mind about this, but explain more. I just love the guy. I love working with him. I want to work with him again. He's just very empathetic. He listens. We're all human. We make mistakes, in our lives. And during rehearsals, it was just kind of hard for me. We were in a mask. It was COVID. And I felt, I was kind of steaming there, but I just had to accept it. And then one day I just lost it. And I just expressed my feelings with everybody. And after that, I just felt like it was just that strong connection after that. Yeah. You agree, Eleise? Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I assistant directed a show where we had a deaf performer, and I had.
Oh, I missed it.
Okay, you go.
You go ahead. So you just did the performance of Conho. Michelle, you were Joan. Eleise, you were Alison. Oh, you see the picture there on the screen? Oh, do you guys see that? Do you see how you guys are communicating on stage? Can you guys see that? Yeah, these are some performances from the show. Was that rehearsal or was that actual live performance here?
That was our performance. So for our final dress rehearsal, they come in and take pictures. And so you'll see this is a scene in which, she's come in and said, what's wrong? And I'm saying, my dad finally responded to my letter saying that I'm gay. And so you see the dad moment.
Yeah, that's a cool picture. What about this one?
So we wanted to play, a lot of this was just about playing who we were and who we are, and the reality of what would it be like to bring home both a partner for the first time. So this is the first time bringing Joan home. This is the first time I've brought, Medium Alison has brought home a girlfriend. And then also navigating, it's the early 80s, and trying to navigate also bringing your deaf partner home for the first time. And how does your family respond? How do they handle the situation? And so we're kind of juggling a couple things at the same time, which I think is fantastic and just creates so many layers. But this is a moment where my dad is telling her this story, and he's also kind of, going through his own internal thing. And so there's a lot of moments of, them trying to connect, me making sure that she, like my mom asks, "Are you hungry?" And I have to say, "Are you hungry?" And because mom isn't looking and doesn't realize, she needs to be facing Joan.
And the mom says, "Joan,"
Mm-hmm.
her mom finger spells my name.
So,
and the dad, he over enunciates, "Nice to meet you."
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, this is cute.
Just another beautiful moment of, for me, my character hasn't been able to love anyone and has had this really tumultuous relationship with her family. And so to find someone who loves and cares and in this moment is being really supportive as I read this really hard letter from my dad, to me, I love it. We did it for high school students. And when we got into this little position where she comes behind me and puts her arms around me as I read the letter, they were just like, like, and it was so cute because, when I was coming up in high school, if we had seen anything like this, it would have been like awkward laugh, like, ha 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 ha, or, booze. And so to have them excited for us and seeing, I think any form of love for high schoolers is weird because they're awkward and they're at their awkward phase. But for them to see our love in the same way they saw everybody else's was beautiful.
Yeah. That was
tough. It was very tough. It was really tough. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I do have a microphone on because I do speak in Fun Home. I do speak. I have a couple of lines, just a few moments where I actually do sign as well, sign my lines. But I do both. Yeah. So it was active choice of which one I wanted to do. Yeah, it's great that we can kind of code switch and turn it on and off. Yeah. And that applies to real life as well. Yeah, for me too as well. I can certainly relate. That picture is one of my favorite moments, actually. It's when I leave and see you later. Bye, Alison. It was kind of a cute moment. I liked it.
And then she leaves. And as she's faced away and walking away, I go, "Bye, Joan." And I slam my head on the bed because my character is so awkward and so unsure of herself at that point. And to have this woman who's out, who's proud, who's confident, she's drawn to it, but it kind of scares her at the same time. So we have a lot of moments where she's like, "Hey," and I'm like,
I get it. I get it. That's really nice. Really nice. So, Michelle, we have followed your career for years. Eleise, what other projects have you worked on?
Ooh, gosh, I have done theater for 30 years now. So a lot of stuff. I've worked up and down the West Coast. I've done shows at the PCPA in Santa Maria, California, and a couple other theaters in that area. Oregon Cabaret Theater in Ashland. Lots of stuff at Harlequin. I'm from here, actually. This is my hometown theater. So when COVID hit, I kind of...
Oh, Harlequin. It's kind of like Batman?
Yeah.
Kind of like Batman.
But yeah, this is... So,
oh, sorry. I digress. I'm back. That's so Martha. That is so Martha. That's typical Martha.
But yeah, this is my hometown. This is my hometown theater. So after COVID, I kind of stopped taking a lot of out of town contracts and just kind of came home and got a place. And I'm living a little bit more of a sedentary lifestyle than I was before. But this was a show that I was going to be a part of pre-COVID and then moved somewhere else and then quit that job. And so when I quit that job, they were like, hey, we're putting Fun Home back in the season. Do you still want to come and do it? And so I'm so elated just to be able to do this show. But yeah, I've worked all over and just done a ton of stuff. So.
Oh, I'm sure. Michelle, any new projects coming up that you're working on? Not really. I'm just hoping for more opportunities in the future. I have a feature film coming up that I was involved in. That's coming up in March. And I'm going to be releasing a documentary in Asheville. So that's going to be released. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing that as well, seeing that film. I'm also still editing my short film. I'm writing more script. I'm hoping, for stuff in the future. You do you. You do you, Michelle. Michelle is great. Oh, I have a reel that's in the process of becoming a television series. So our production company now is working on hoping after Fun Home is done and wrapped up, we can transition to that. I'm hoping to release that. I don't know. But I'm just going to keep going. Hey, real quick, did you guys have any challenges? Did you have any challenges on stage for this production Funhouse?
Wait, one more time?
Did you face any challenges? And for this production?
The acting was the easiest part because we really, from just, there was a couple ways they were going to try and handle this. And we just got together and sort of decided no, we're just going to play the reality of what it would be like to, meet Michelle. If we had met in college, what would that have been like? And so, sort of figuring out, we have my character get better and better at sign kind of throughout the show as she continues to try and learn to make herself an active part of Joan's life and to sort of strengthen their relationship. But I think the thing, and you'll disagree, but a lot of it was the technical stuff. A lot of it was the, theater.
Oh, I expect that. Yeah, for sure. I expect that.
People just need sort of gentle reminders like, hey, we need to make sure that there's a visual cue for Michelle. We need to make sure that we have cue lights ready. We need to make sure, because people are just really used to operating in a certain way, and just reminding them that we're not operating in that world with this show, and just making sure that Michelle was taken care of as much as possible. We got the bigger TV backstage so that she could see the show. But yeah, it was just, little things that I think people take for granted in the technical part that got kind of a little lost along the way. But we got there, everybody educated ourselves.
For me, the most challenging thing was the mask, of course. But then, they kind of put that away. Yeah, I get that. But one really cool thing, the crew really kind of picked up on ASL. They taught themselves ASL before, and their receptive skills were great. And so it was really nice. And also acting with her is so hard. She's so stubborn. No. Just kidding. But it was she's very easygoing, and it's the best. I can't imagine working with anyone better than you. You're just perfect. Don't cry. Don't you cry. You got Vanessa?
But that, yeah.
But thank you. I got it.
Yeah, thank you. That was the best part, is that Michelle is a fantastic acting partner. And, when people talk about accessibility and creating opportunities for people, I'm just mad that people are missing out on having fantastic scene partners, on having fantastic storytellers, on having fantastic people who are there to do the work. And when people sort of limit what they think is castable or what they think they can work with, I think it's really unfortunate, because I think you miss out. I would have been completely at a loss if I hadn't have had Michelle.
Amen. Exactly. Okay, so now this is a fun question. Anyone who knows Michelle, you don't go anywhere without your sweet dog Annabelle. Is she always backstage or during your rehearsals and performances? Is she always there? I know you always have Annabelle with you. Yes. Annabelle is always with me during rehearsals. When I'm out running, jogging, Sale is right there. She's like, hi, everybody. She loves to sit on stage and just watch. Sometimes she goes to sleep in a little crate, and when the lights are out, and she's here now. Come on, show her to the audience. Oh, she's a star.
It's so funny because the whole cast pretty much adopted Annabelle on day one. Like, if anybody was stressed out, it was just like, she would just kind of come up to you like she knew, she knows, and she was just really this like lovely emotional support dog for like the whole cast.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Annabelle, couldn't perform because of safety issues. And so we move around a lot on the stage, so she had to stay backstage. We didn't want to hurt her. However, but you did use Annabelle in one of your past performances, right? For Shakespeare, right? Midsummer Night's Dream? Yep, she was in a Midsummer Night's Dream. Moon is a moon girl. And she was also in Peeling. So she has 2 stage performances. Look at Annabelle the Store. Oh, also, she was also in the film too, in the film reel. And surprise.
She decided to.
Oh, she decided to join that as well. Oh, hey, now guys, I'm really excited. Really exciting part.
All right.
Michelle, you actually have a film project coming out soon in November. Let's take a moment to look at the trailer.
High school sweethearts are overrated. I remember you having a very lovely high school romance. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Becca's coming home for Christmas. Can't believe it's been 3 years. You can't be around Becca because it's too hard for you. Don't be ridiculous. She's just my childhood best friend. They were so good together. I am gonna be so busy with the Christmas show, you know, building sets, designing the set, painting the set.
No, wait. Nobody likes meddling moms.
Are you kidding? Everyone likes meddling moms.
She actually asked me to direct the show this year.
Mind your ears here?
Not at all. I'm happy you're here.
You are a Broadway star. I'm a small town darling. I bet you she didn't even tell you about the offers from Hollywood. We're just on different paths.
I came back here to be with you. You still love her.
I think there's some shenanigans going on.
Evergreen always does put on a great Christmas show.
We only have 1 month to convince them that they are perfect for each other.
You're just seeing all the reasons that make it hard, but what this town sees is two idiots that have been in love forever and just need to be together already.
And the whole town does not see that. They do?
Duh.
So Mary and Gay, what's that about? Can you explain your character for that one as well? So the story is about Becca, who goes back home to her hometown, and she kind of reconnects. My character is Sandy. So I'm a childhood friend of Becca's. We always kind of look forward to seeing each other, and I look forward to seeing her. And my character wants to support Becca. And I'm signing the song that she sings. So it's really a beautiful moment. Oh, there's a famous actor who sings a song, and she's a songwriter as well. It's really amazing to perform with her as well. Really sweet. She sings, I sign. And the moment when we have a scene together, and she said, I want you to sign my lines with me. And so I taught her and the crew, and they were amazed. And so this is during the pandemic. Of course, again, we have masks on. And everyone was really quick about learning little bits and pieces of ASL. The director is Christine Baker, a really amazing. I met her on a project that I can't tell you about right now. And that's how we connected. And she wanted more diversity in her project. And I got to meet Dolly Parton's sister. Really beautiful. Beautiful soul. Dolly Parton's sister, that's big. I didn't get to hear her sing behind my back, because I was kind of walking away. And she was trying to tell me, "You're so beautiful." And I didn't hear her. Someone had to tap me on the shoulder. And I looked back and I was like, "Oh my gosh." I didn't realize that she was there. And she saw my face and I turned beet red. Yeah, that's the one thing about being deaf. When you're walking away, somebody has to tap you on the shoulder. They think you're being rude, but you're not. And so I'm hoping that this project will expose more people to opportunities for deaf and hard of hearing actors on screen, behind the scenes, writers. And I'm just hoping more people will open opportunities and collaborate with us. Because we have stories, we have a voice. We just need someone to partner with us together. We can't do it alone. So that's the thing. I'm hoping that this kind of opens doors. Oh, that's beautiful. It will. So now you, Eleise, you got any future projects coming up for you?
I am much less multi-talented than Michelle is. So I don't have as many, projects happening. Mostly I just do theater. But I know that I'll be doing a couple shows next year. I'll be doing a one-woman show next fall. And we'll be doing some shows next year, but right now it's all about negotiations and stuff like that. So doing some theater and yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, being an actor means all you do is wait. You just wait. You got to keep persevering and waiting.
Yeah. So I'm a lot of waiting right now.
Yep, I get it. Oh, it can be stress. Yeah, the waiting game can be so stressful sometimes.
Yeah, it has.
Very.
Yeah.
Well, I've just enjoyed chatting with you. It's just been super fun. Eleise, it's wonderful meeting you. I hope to see more of you and more of your work in the future. And Michelle, I'm sorry, baby? I'm sorry. I don't have any babies. Sweet Bob. Michelle, of course, I always enjoy chatting with you. Always. Thank you both for your support, for the both of us, and chatting with us about Fun Home. We really appreciate that. It's really great to share our stories with all of you. And I hope that minds, hearts, ears are open a little more. Not just deaf theater, just open the opportunity for everyone. And really the goal is just a human experience. Yes. So good luck to the both of you on your acting careers. Thank you. And I thank the audience, our Sign1News audience, for watching. Thank you so much, Michelle and Eleise.